Well, hello there, and welcome to your monthly numerology here at Readings at the Round Table. I'm Jennifer, and I am a little hesitant about March, but it's coming whether I want it to or not, right? But let me tell you, March 2025 is coming in with a roar. I mean, a roar. Okay, so the first day of March, March 1st, we are kicking it off in like real time with Venus going retrograde in Aries. Venus is going to be retrograde until April 12th, and it is going to retrograde, excuse me, it is going to retrograde back into Pisces later on in March. On March 3rd, we have Mercury moving into Aries. Now, this is a good thing because Mercury is not overly fond of being in Pisces. It rules, Virgo and Gemini. So being in Sagittarius and being in Pisces is not comfortable because it's opposing the signs that it rules. So Pisces is not the most comfortable place for Mercury. So it is good that Mercury's moving into Aries. But there's more on Mercury this month. Of course, on March 4th and March 5th, we have Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, and then Ash Wednesday. So I just wanted to throw that in just for fun. And another just for fun, on the 9th of March, we have Daylight Savings Time. So I know not everyone does that. Like in the U.S., I'm finding that out. But it's happening in some places in the U.S., Daylight Savings Time. So don't forget to set your clocks ahead. On the 14th, okay, here's a big one. On the 14th of March, we have a full moon in Virgo that is hitting its peak at 2:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is also the lunar eclipse. So we have Virgo and Pisces moving into the ecliptic, and Aries and Libra moving out. All right, because North Node went into Pisces in January, so that puts South Node in Virgo. This is our first one in Virgo and Pisces. So the full moon in Virgo with the lunar eclipse on the 14th is like putting us in that different ecliptic, that different feel. On the 15th, just after that powerful full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, Mercury goes retrograde in Aries, and Mercury will be retrograde until April 7th. On a side note, this is the Ides of March. So it's kind of interesting because there's a lot of superstition around March 15th, around March 15th, because that's supposed to be the day that Julius Caesar was assassinated. And there's a lot of other superstitions around the Ides of March, but I just thought I would let you know, Mercury is going retrograde in Aries on that day. I know. It's insane. On the 17th, of course, we have St. Patrick's Day. And on the 20th, we have the sun moving into Pisces. The sun moving into Aries. What is wrong with me? There is a total party going on in Pisces. So if you have a lot of stuff happening in Pisces in your chart, you need to be aware of this. If you have sun, moon, or rising, or just a lot of planets in Pisces in your chart, you need to be aware of this because there is a total party in Pisces, like right now. And all the way through March, to be honest with you. Okay, so back to this. On the 20th, the sun moves into Aries, not Pisces, and it's also the spring equinox. Wow, love that. Love it. It is also International Astrology Day. Go hug your astrologer. Go buy your astrologer a cup of coffee. I'm just kidding. I just think it's a lot of fun. Okay, so on the 27th, I told you there was more going on with Venus. On the 27th, Venus retrogrades back into Pisces, and on the 29th, Mercury retrogrades back into Pisces. So again, as I said, there's a party going on in Pisces. And also on the 29th, we have a new moon in Aries that hits its peak at 6:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it's also the solar eclipse. So we're moving off of the ecliptic of Aries and Libra, and we're moving into the Pisces Virgo ecliptic. So you can see that with the lunar eclipse that we have in Virgo, in the full moon in Virgo, and you'll see it in the fall when we go through the eclipses then as well. On the 30th, here's a kicker. Neptune, who rules Pisces, is moving into Aries. Now, Neptune moves very slowly, if I'm not mistaken, 14 years. Yes. Yeah, Neptune moves every 14 years. Just wanted to double check my notes. So Neptune has been in Pisces, which it rules, for the last 14 years. It's moving into Aries for a short period of time, and then he's going to retrograde back into Pisces for a little bit before moving into Aries again for the next 14 years. So that's a big deal. And we're going to talk more about that. I have like a whole video planned on that. So just letting you know. Okay, so we're ending March with 5 planets with North Node in water, 2 in air, 2 in earth with South Node, and 2 in fire. Yeah, party in Pisces. That's all I'm saying. So we have the Sun and Neptune in Aries, Uranus in Taurus, Jupiter is in Gemini, Mars is in Cancer, and thank goodness, like, Mars is going direct on the 23rd of February. Oh my gosh. So happy about that. Then we have South Node in Virgo, Aquarius is hosting Pluto, and Pisces has North Node, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury. Yeah, it's a good time. All right, so I want to tell you what the crystal of the month is. I'm so excited about this. It's so pretty, and I have to move all my notes and stuff. So before I do that, I do want to tell you I will be pulling from the usual cards this month. The Goddess Guidance, the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck and Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin, Boland. I just love these cards, even with my coffee spilled on it right there. Yeah, I love these cards. So I will be pulling from those cards for the advice cards for March. And I think I can get this. Let's see. Okay, yeah. How about that? Okay, here we go. So, the crystal of the month is petrified wood. And I don't have that many pieces of petrified wood because it seems to sell really quickly. I don't know what it is, but in my booth, this stuff sells like hotcakes. It's amazing. So I picked up these pieces all at this wonderful Natural Treasures Incorporated. They're out of Pittsburgh. I picked them up from, I picked these up from them. These are so beautiful. They are so these are wonderful because they've definitely been polished. And I love that you can see like the different colors and the different textures in these. Here's 2 small pieces. And you can really see like there's a lot of different colors. Most of them are like sort of this reddish brown color, but there are light browns, there's blacks, there's like, this one has both light brown and red in it. There's even like little streaks of white here and there. They're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I jumped the gun and put my notes down because I wanted to read this. The petrified wood is an energetic cleanse. It promotes balance and calmness. It grounds energy. It dissolves emotional fears, and it encourages inner peace. I think this is so important, like really during this time when we have Mercury and Venus, like both retrograde in Aries, both going back into Pisces. There's a lot of things like happening right now that I feel like we need some balance, and I feel like this is it's also a year of release. It's a year of the 9. I may have mentioned this once or twice, but I think this is a pretty important thing to have this emotional cleanse. Also, it's coming right after that really powerful new moon in Pisces that I was talking about. And I don't know how much I mentioned of it in February. I mean, I may talk about it on my live show. I'm not sure. But here, let me switch this. But the thing is, this Pisces new moon is really, really important. It is like an emotional new beginning. It is a spiritual, like, fresh start, new beginning. And it is a powerful time for you to manifest. But you do have to clean out the clutter before you start bringing in new stuff. And I love this because this, if we haven't hit it by the time that you're watching this, the Pisces new moon is on the 27th. So it's it's really, really important. I mean, it's a great, powerful moon, and Pisces and Virgo are on the ecliptic now. So again, it puts Pisces more front and center, more as like the main character, you know, and Virgo, you know, as the main character. But I mean, come on, I'm a Virgo. Who isn't the main character if you're a Virgo, right? I mean, yeah. So anyway, all this lovely petrified wood, I think that this is so beautiful. I think it's a great emotional cleanser. And it also, the book that I pulled, the Healing Oracle Crystal Reading Cards, you know, I usually read from those. It also connects us with our ancestors. It connects us with our roots. And I think that's so great because, again, it helps ground us. This is a strong strong grounding stone and centering crystal. It assists in connecting you with the tree spirits to receive deep wisdom and healing from your ancestors. It awakens the deep knowledge that lies within the blood and bones of your ancestry. It assists in realizing any old ancestral karma brought down through the bloodline. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So let me know what you guys think about it. Again, this card is such a perfect illustration of how different each piece of petrified wood, I feel like, is just very, very unique. Yes. And speaking of unique, let's see what your individual numerology is for this fantastic and very motivating month of March. Hello, Life Path 44. March is just right here. I mean, it's just right around the corner. Let me tell you, March is going to be a very interesting month for everyone, 100%, because Venus is going retrograde starting March 1st, and then our fun little friend Mercury goes retrograde the middle of the month. So, just to set the stage there a little bit, Venus rules relationships and material things. So material things being our income stream, our money, the things that we hold dear, our home, our car, I don't know, cabinetry, whatever. I know I have like weird things that just flow in and out of my head, but there's a lot that Venus rules. She's a busy girl. So with Venus going retrograde, it's not advisable to start a new relationship, a new partnership, a new anything in that line, whether it's a friendship, a business relationship, a romantic relationship. It's really not advisable. You can do what you want. Everybody has free will, but I'm just telling you, it's not the best way to go. And with that fun little Mercury retrograde, because Mercury goes retrograde all the time, that little hiccup in communication also going to be a little bit tricky. I'm emphasizing all of these things because for you specifically, it is a big deal. Because for you, March is an 11-2 month. Yeah. So we've got a lot of partnership stuff, that the vibration of the 2 carries a lot of partnership stuff, a lot of couple stuff. And the 11 also carries that, but carries a new way of communicating. Huh? Really? I mean, so there's a lot of this happening for you specifically this month. So let's just remind you of who you are first. So your mantra is, I am, I just love this, I know. I'm the vibrant light of magnificence and I humbly serve. It's a good idea to definitely follow that mantra this month because you are a master healer. You're the architect. You're the alchemist of numerology. You create powerful, life-altering achievements. You empower others because you've been there and this is like difficult and hard. So you initiate a positive impact on the world and you are very much an original thinker and an activist. I love this. I absolutely love this. But when you're in the vibration of an 11-2 month, in a Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde month, time period, whatever, and in a 9-year where we're releasing and transitioning, this is definitely a time for you to focus on your current relationships, current family dynamics, current business partnerships, current friendships. Don't start new ones. Try to put some harmony and some balance and a lot of love and diplomacy in the relationships that you currently have. So that's what 2 is. 2 is all about that energy. The mantra of the 2 is, with an open heart, are you okay, Jasmine? Sorry. With an open heart, I joyously receive and offer infinite love. It's a wonderful thing, and it's a beautiful mantra, it's a beautiful idea, but again, we need to be careful of it during this period, okay? We're going to see a lot of ups and downs here, and it's okay. I mean, Venus going retrograde, any retrograde at all is a time to something, rethink, relook, reevaluate, reassess. And I'm going to tell you, because I batch my recordings, so you're my last recording of the day, and I have been using that reevaluate word so much that I'm like, people are going to think I have Tourette's, like just throwing out, like reevaluate. Yeah, I've been throwing it around a lot today. So reevaluate, reassess. This is a great time to do that during this retrograde. I know. The 2 vibration is also about the law of attraction energy. So what you're focusing on is what you're going to be bringing in. And again, you're the architect, you're the alchemist of numerology. So you know what that's like. You know how it is to have that law of attraction energy come right into you. Just keep that in mind. Just want to say that. The lesson of the 2 is, how do we cooperate, love, and keep our hearts open and connect with others without losing ourselves? And that's a huge part of the 2 vibration, because there's a lot of shadow sides to the 2, but the biggest thing is sacrificing the self for the good of the group or the relationship or the couple or the unit, or however you want to put it. And that's not advisable either. Placing yourself or placing others above yourself or your own needs causes a big ball of resentment. And that's not what we need. And that's where people get ghosted. right? That's why people ghost, because they can't face it. They're just so full of resentment because they've sacrificed and sacrificed and sacrificed. Did the other party ask you to do that? Yeah, that's something to think about, you know? So, more of the shadow sides here is it can cause indecisiveness, insecurity, being oversensitive, timid, like martyr, or having that victim mentality. And that is definitely something we don't want to be in during this Venus retrograde. Acknowledge that you feel that way. Like, recognize it. Don't sweep it under the rug and don't camp out in it. Just move with it. Move around it, really. And just say, okay, I definitely feel this way, but let me look at this a little bit further. Did they ask me to sacrifice, like, myself for them? Probably not. But sometimes they do. There are narcissists out there. So just think about that, okay? And make sure that you aren't playing the victim, because this 2 vibration is all about diplomacy, balance, and love, because it's very much like all about partnerships and couples. I mean, look, 2, it's already a couple, right? Now, the 11 vibration also carries the energy of the 2. It carries that foundation of the 2. So when we're looking at the 11, and the 11's mantra is, I am divine inspiration, making a difference in the world today. So it's the first of the master numbers. It's like right there, like, you know, in the same zip code as you. We'll say that. But the 11 energy is all about intuition, enlightenment, illumination, and inspiration. The thing is with the 11 is that the 11 is working on creating a new way, or constantly working through creating a new way of communicating with people. Let's do this. Let's like work on this. Maybe we don't do that this month. Maybe we sit back and work on a technique we have for communicating with people, and we just like work on some of the bugs in the system. Maybe we iron out some of the wrinkles there and work through that instead of creating a whole new way. Because with Mercury going retrograde, communication is going to be it's going to be down for a minute. And Venus retrograde on top of that, guess who you're communicating with? People that you're close to, right? So most of the time, I mean, I was on the phone today with like an insurance, but that's a whole different thing. So this is truly great. I think that this is a wonderful time for you, because the 11 vibration creates, like converts dreams into reality. And I mean, the lesson alone is converting fantasy into action. That's wonderful. That is a wonderful thing, converting fantasy into action. And again, this is a great time of self-expression. It's a fantastic time of journaling, because you really aren't getting into a fight with yourself, right? Well, actually, I fight with myself all the time, but that's neither here nor there, right? Yeah. The thing about the 11 energy is it accepts divine inspiration, and I think that lines up with you perfectly. We'll ask Mouse if it lines up with him. What's wrong? Was this in your way? Sorry, I have an injured kitty over here. The shadow side of the 11 can be too sensitive, which can create some nervous tension. Can be impractical. And when I say impractical, it can be impractical with money and with energy. Because if things aren't feeling right, if things aren't like lining up right, like that 11 vibration wants to feel like whole. It wants to feel good. It wants to feel solid somewhere. And spending energy or money seems to be a thing. All of us do it on some level or another. Some of us just hit the intimates counter, and some of us spend money. So it's not, it is not the best time for you to be impractical in that way. Because again, Venus does rule material things. Learning to interact with people publicly, again, maybe we want to rethink that and interact with people more on a private level so that you're not recorded as a Karen for YouTube. I mean, there's a lot of lovely people that I know that are named Karen, so I don't really like that term, but that's what's out there on YouTube. But I do feel like this is a really great time of opening yourself up to even more spiritual gifts. The 11 shadow side, if you ignore spiritual gifts, you get persistent headaches or migraines, or even getting like gallstones or kidney stones. It can lead to, if you're in it long enough, which you're not, it's just going to be a month for you. But people that are a life path 11 can have like, autoimmune disorders from ignoring their spiritual gifts. I don't think that's going to be an issue for you because, as I said, you are a master healer. You are the architect and the alchemist of numerology. And I think that gives you some kind of edge. I think it gives you a leg up here. But Venus and Mercury, like retrograde at the same time, and a lunar eclipse, yeah, this is a fun one. But it doesn't have to be horrible. Challenging, but it's okay, right? It's like the book, Who Moved My Cheese? I need to do a video about that. I may talk about that on my live show. I love that. Who Moved My Cheese? It's awesome. All right. Let's see what advice cards we get for you without keeping you here all the live long day. I know. I feel like Venus and Mercury, I've had just a lot to say. A lot to say about that today. Ooh, Aphrodite, inner goddess. Oh, that's so awesome. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Oh my gosh, dance, self-care, that's definitely expression. I love this. Oh my gosh, this is so great. Inner goddess, Aphrodite. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. That's awesome. Okay, one last shuffle, and okay, I promise, that's it. Okay. Ooh, I threw it around. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Oh my gosh, those cards match. I'm so goofy. You know I love that. Okay, full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. And you know, that is one of your shadow sides, is too much emphasis on control or having an unhealthy focus on success. I just want to remind you. Okay, don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? Is the question you're asking based on your ego, or is it from your heart? Leo energy is all about the heart. Think of the big-hearted king of the jungle, the lion. Its energy is magnificent, but when it's combined with the rush of the full moon, it can become over the top. Wow. This card may have to come to you because you need to end a deadlock that is developed. More love of thoughts for greater good of the More love and thoughts for the greater good are the solution to this dilemma. If you've not been doing as you would be done by lately, this is the time for you to find a balance between your own needs and the needs of the people around you. This will help all your relationships. Attune to the moon, be magnificent without being plain too much. And I think some of us, we do want to be just plain too much sometimes. I mean, I'm a Virgo, not a Leo, but yeah, I can be that way. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, I could switch the cameras. Thank you so much for joining me today, Life Path 44. I hope you have just a magnificent and amazing, amazing March. Thank you for your support on my channel. And until we see each other again, get out there and make your magic. Bye.